Jack Stamatis, the fiddle player, great fiddle player down here, and Sean Edelson, who plays mandolin. So they were kind of coming in to record parts on the album. And the first time we actually all played together was at the CD release party for Ballad of America Volume 1. We had a couple of shows to celebrate that. And it was just so much fun being on stage with a group. And, we loved it, and the audience seemed to have a good time. So we just kept going from there. I didn't know I was putting a band together, but we pretty much had a band from there.
Mm-hmm. And then when you put together your second album, Ballad of America Volume 2, America Singing, what part of American history is that from? Why did you select those tunes?
Well, that's a good question. It happened as a result, really, of our live performances. We were playing at different festivals and theaters and libraries, and a lot of the songs on Volume 1 were not that well known, like the Wisconsin Immigrant. Most people probably don't know that song. But as we're playing before more live audiences, we started bringing in more well-known songs, kind of classic American folk songs that people could sing along to and were fun to perform with groups of people. So that was the way we conceived Volume 2, America Singing, named from the Walt Whitman poem, I Hear America Singing. So we kind of chose songs, making it sort of a greatest hits of American folk music. So if just about every song is almost a household name, and if it isn't, it should be. So that's where that came from.
Well, our selection that we're going to play from that album, Oh, Susanna, can you give us a historical background on that song?
Sure. That was written by Stephen Foster. A lot of the songs we do we don't know who wrote. They're traditional. They kind of go back and we don't know. But this one we do, Stephen Foster, who's sometimes considered the father of American music. And it was actually really the first huge hit in American popular music. Foster wrote a lot about the South, even though he wasn't from the South and visited only once. But he wrote this when he was only 21 years old in 1847. And 2 years later, the 49ers took up the song and brought it to California during the gold rush, and it became a very popular across the country, almost an anthem of westward expansion.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and listen to that song. Let's go ahead and play Oh, Susanna.
I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. I'm going to Louisiana, my true love for to see. It rained all night the day I left, the weather it was dry. The sun so hot I froze to death, Susanna, don't you cry. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me, for I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me, for I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. I had a dream the other night when everything was still. I thought I saw Susanna coming down the hill. A red, red rose was in her if I do not find her, I will surely die. When I'm dead and buried, Susanna, don't you cry. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me, for I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me, for I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee.
Well, thanks, Matthew. That was great. It's easy to understand why, at one point, that was the most popular song in America.
Right.
Easy to understand.
Yeah, and easy to understand why it lasts so long, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great songs.
Well, we have a third selection that we're going to play at the close of our program, and that comes from your third album, Ballad of America, Volume 3, Songs in the Life of Abraham Lincoln. We're going to get to that in just a minute, but before we run out of time during our show today, I want the audience to know where can they find out more information about you and your band. Where can they go to find your music? All
right. Well, the good starting place is our main website, balladofamerica.com. And there's links to all kinds of sites from there. But you can find our songs on iTunes and Amazon and all the major online music sites. We have plenty of videos on our YouTube channel. Ballad of America is the channel. Our Facebook page, facebook.com/Ballad of America. We're on Twitter @Ballad of America. And all those links are on the main balladofamerica.com page also. So we're all over.
Yeah, I do want to urge the audience to go to the your website, www.balladofamerica.com. I really enjoy your website. A lot of these terms, portions of the website, American heritage music and American history through music. I mean, I love these terms. Really a well done, informative website.
Well, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. And let's talk about your third album now, Ballad of America, Volume 3, Songs in the Life of Abraham Lincoln. What made you decide to make an album about that type of music, or those songs or tunes from that part of American history?
Well, that started, I guess, in 2008. Sometime I realized that Abraham Lincoln's 150th birthday was coming up in 2009. So I decided to record a song in tribute to him. And as I was looking into songs, I found a whole book of Abraham Lincoln's favorite songs and songs that directly related to his life. And so one song turned into a whole album. It starts with a song, an old ballad that was his mother's favorite song. So it goes back to his childhood with that, and then kind of traces his young adulthood and early career and favorite songs. He was a big fan of music, and he was a melancholy person a lot of the time, so he liked really sad songs, but he also liked really happy songs. So it's kind of a combination. It gets into songs that related to his life through the Civil War and all periods of his life, really.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we'll, before we play that, or that song we'll play at the close of our program. Matthew, I think I think it'd be appropriate right now. I want to thank you very much for appearing on our program this evening, and I want to thank you and the Rambling String Band for providing our music for our program tonight.
Well, thank you very much.
I want the audience to know that Matthew and other members of the band, the Rambling String Band, are going to appear from time to time on our programs over the course of the next few months. We're very much looking forward to that. And remind the audience that our programs will air on, or do air on, XRQK Los Angeles, Tuesdays at 12 noon. Again, 8 p.m. Pacific time, and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Pacific time. And our programs are also broadcast on Airtime America, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Indie Radio, digital, satellite, HD, and shortwave radio. Also on Spreaker and other internet broadcast venues. Our archive shows can be heard by going to our website, storytellers-campfire.org, and click on our broadcasting page. To learn more about our Campfire Musicians, click on the show page, and then click on the Campfire Musicians icon. Now stay tuned for our final music selection from the third album Ballad of America, Volume 3, and that is Lincoln and Liberty. Now to our listening audience from around the world, this is your host, Rich-Gehlhausen, saying good night.
Hurrah for the choice of the nation, our chieftain so brave and so true. We'll go for the great Reformation, for Lincoln and liberty too. We'll go for the son of Kentucky, the hero of Hoosierdom through. The pride of the sucker so lucky, for Lincoln and liberty too. They'll find what by felling and mauling our railmaker statesmen can do. For the people are everywhere calling for Lincoln and liberty too. Then up with the banner so glorious, the star-spangled red, white, and blue. We'll fight till our banner's victorious, for Lincoln and liberty too. Good sling is unerring, the slave-ocrat giant he slew. Then shout for the freedom preferring, for Lincoln and liberty too. We'll go for the son of Kentucky, the hero of Hoosierdom through. The pride of the sucker so lucky, for Lincoln and liberty too.
More than 1 million wild animals are killed each year illegally. Poaching is a major threat to our country's wildlife. I'm Tom Barry. I'm an actor with a desire to preserve living space for wildlife. The Humane Society Wildlife Land Trust does just that. Works with private landowners to protect wildlife, to preserve natural habitats. To learn more or to work with the Humane Society Wildlife Land Trust, call 800-729-SAVE. That's 800-729-SAVE or visit wildlifelandtrust.org. Thank you.